welcome to the Geek Legion of Doom, and this is going to be the update for September 2021. And we have a few DVDs and Blu-rays to go through. So we're going through the DVDs first. First one you're looking at here is Vampires: The Turning. This is the third movie in the John Carpenter's Vampires that started off with the James Woods movie. Although Carpenter actually asked for his name to be taken off this one, although it is still part of that franchise. This was the last and only DVD that I kept out of the bunch of movies that I bought from our Car Boot to eBay challenge a few weeks ago. And I had done a review of this one on the channel. And there you go, that is Vampires: The Turning, the third in the quote-unquote John Carpenter Vampires series. Next up, we have Dino Croc, and this is an Asian release, and you can get Dino Shark easy, but I actually had Dino Croc on DVD a while ago, but I sold it, and I kind of wanted to watch it again, so I had to track down another copy to watch, and I haven't yet watched it, as it's still sealed, as you can see here, but I remember this one being quite good, to be brutally honest. It was a while ago since I watched it, so, you know, obviously at some point I will get round to doing a review of this. Obviously the CGI probably hasn't aged very well, but I remember it being not a bad movie, to be honest with you. There's a Roger Corman produced a movie. And then we have Gary Daniels' Blood Moon. Now if you look on IMDb, this is actually, if we're talking about Gary Daniels starring movies, this one's actually the highest rated one. And it's not one I've actually ever seen, because I don't think it was ever released in the UK. So this is actually, again, it's I think it's a Korean DVD. And again, I have yet to watch it. I did a Gary Daniels top 10 a few years ago, and I based that on kind of ratings from like Rotten Tomatoes and IMDb. But I haven't actually ever seen this one. So yeah, I'm looking forward to again watching this point, and again I'll do a review once I've actually got round to watching it. But yeah, so there you go. This is apparently the best Gary Daniels starring movie, at least according to some people. And then we have Ghost Chase. Now this is a film that I've never seen. But back in the VHS days, I always used to see the trailers for this on kind of like, you know, releases that I've, you know, used to watch and stuff like that. And it's actually directed by Roland Emmerich before he did like Independence Day and stuff like that. And I always remember in the trailers that it had that song Imagination. And there's kind of a, you know, a wacky comedy family ghost story, to be honest with you. Again, have yet to see it, so at some point I will check it out. Okay, so moving on to some more kind of limited releases. I picked up this metal pack for Killing Zoe. Now, you'll see the name Quentin Tarantino there. He actually produced this movie, but he didn't write or direct this one. And, you know, I don't remember a lot about it, to be honest. I have seen this before. And but I remember it being okay, and yeah, I just kind of happened to see this metal pack here, and you know, it went from kind of pretty cheap, and you know, I remember being the movie being okay, so I thought I would pick it up. And then we have this fun little number here, and this is a DVD steelbook in a box set of the Ultramarines, which is a Warhammer 40,000 movie. That's the kind of like the little miniatures that you'll kind of be familiar with, I'm sure. And this one's quite a nice little package, and I picked this up on eBay for like $5. And I had a look at the trailer, and the animation, to be honest with you, looks awful. It's a very, very dated CGI movie, but it has a nice, you know, nice package. So we'll have a look. So you've got the slipcase there, and then you have an inner box, which is nice, kind of sturdy cardboard. And then you have a hardback kind of little book, which has got comic stuff in it by the looks of it. And then you actually get steelbook, a DVD steelbook with the kind of the Ultramarines logo on it, and 2 discs. So yeah, I remember seeing, like, I don't know if I've seen the whole film, but I certainly have seen some of it, and the animation looks pretty poor, but what the hell. Okay, so on to some Blu-rays. Now this one is actually going to include a DVD as well. Phallomorphose is a kind of a body horror that I was going to review when I first did my channel. And this is from a company called Tetro Video. And it's a UK company. And this actually I got as a pack. So it comes with this kind of like hard box, but they call it like a video box. And Tetro Video is a UK kind of like boutique label, I suppose, that kind of specialises in gore films. So this one is, you get the Blu-ray and you get this kind of like what they call, Germans called a heart box, or hard box as it's known here. And it's limited to 100 copies, as you can see here, it's numbered. It's going to be a pretty gross film. Like I said, I was going to review this one ages ago when I very first started the channel, but I never actually got round to it. And this company do a lot of the kind of like, as I say, kind of like low budget kind of gory films. They do all the Bandit production movies, so things like, you know, Harvest Lake, Bad Man, Plank Face. Those movies are all kind of put out in the UK by this company. But they do some weird kind of like limited edition ones. I got this one, which included the, as I say, this kind of, this heart box as well. There's also another version which comes with like plastic vaginas. Yeah, I didn't get that one though. But I got this one for quite cheap. I actually got this on eBay. And so we thought we'd have a check of that out at some point. Okay, so the next Blu-ray is Commando Ninja. Now, this was one of the affiliate links from Vinegar Syndrome. So it's not actually Vinegar Syndrome, but you get it through the Vinegar Syndrome website. And this is a really fun kind of action spoof film that mainly kind of takes shots at 80s action movies, in particular American Ninja and Schwarzenegger's Commando. Now, I actually did a review of this because Paul Buckaroobanzai was actually one of the backers on the Kickstarter, and he actually got a copy of the kind of the Kickstarter Blu-ray. But this is now the other way you can watch this. Now, you can actually watch this movie for free on YouTube officially, and this comes with this slipcase. And it's a really fun movie, really kind of taking, you know, loving swipes at the kind of the 80s kind of action movies. Actually a French movie, but they kind of like, they make it so with all the kind of the American, you know, tropes and stuff like that. And it's actually funnier to watch the dubbed version because it's dubbed poorly, but on purpose, which is quite fun. So I would really recommend this one. As I say, you can actually watch it for free on YouTube if you just want to watch the film, but I promise you will like it if you're a fan of, you know, action cheese fests, but don't mind a little bit of a laugh as well. Next one we have is the Plauchisi tapes. Now, this one I actually had seen on Screenstars channel, and I had not heard of it, to be honest with you, before that. And Aaran gave it a superb review, so I thought I would track down a copy. So this is an American Blu-ray. It actually is meant to come with a DVD, but mine didn't come with it, which is annoying. So it's just got the Blu-ray there. Again, I have yet to watch it, but Aaran speaks very, you know, highly of this movie. So I kind of wanted to have a look at it. And yeah, so there you go, the Plauchisi tapes. So next up, we have a Mediabook of Galaxina. Now, Galaxina is a film that I've had a long history with. I actually first saw Galaxina way back on the Betamax days. It's one of the first videos we ever rented on Betamax. And it is essentially a kind of science fiction spoof. To be honest with you, it isn't very good. but I have such fond memories of it because it is one of the earliest films I had watched on video. And when I had, when I used to collect VHS, this was my white whale, because you couldn't find it for love or money. And Germany have released this Mediabook 500 pieces. There's actually 2 designs. I specifically wanted this one, which of course was the more expensive one, because I preferred the artwork. And it's kind of like an interesting film because this actress here, Dorothy Stratton, was a Playboy playmate, and she was murdered just before this film came out. So she'd made the film and then got murdered before it actually sort of came out. And they actually had made a biopic about her life, which I think was called Star 80, but I could be wrong about that. Anyway, it's a kind of a spoofy science fiction movie, and it is very good, but it's one of those films that I still have kind of fond memories about. Okay, so now we get on some Steelbooks. So this is the Frighteners. Now, I actually picked this up from a car boot sale. This is one of the times when we did our kind of car boot sale challenge, and I just picked this one up for myself. So a landscape steelbook, and in pretty good condition, to be honest with you. I think I paid like £4 or £5 from it. I have the Frighteners on one of those kind of like those faux VHS versions, but you know, seeing a kind of a decent condition steelbook out in the wild, a film I do quite like, I had to kind of pick it up. So there you go. I also picked up Frozen. Now, the only reason I really picked this up is because I saw this on eBay and someone had kind of titled it. They just put like Blu-ray, and that was literally it. They literally titled this as Blu-ray, and it sold for like a couple of pounds. So even though I'm not really a Disney fan, no one bid on it because it was so poorly, you know, described in the title, just called Blu-ray. It didn't even say Frozen or didn't say Steelbook, nothing. So, yeah, I just managed to pick this up for a couple of quid. Then we have Resident Evil: The Final Chapter, and this is one of the kind of the Best Buy exclusive covers that they did. This is the only Resident Evil film I have yet to actually watch. I saw part of it, but I never actually finished the whole film. I don't have all of the Resident Evil films on Steelbook, but I have some of them. I think I've got about, well, now about 4, I think. But yeah, so this one, I got this in a Facebook group, and you know, I thought, well, it's the only one I haven't actually watched completely, so I thought I would pick it up. And then we had The Conjuring, Devil Made Me Do It. This was an HMV exclusive. Certainly, in my opinion, the lesser of the Conjuring movies. It was okay, it was watchable, but I didn't think it was particularly good. But obviously, I'm a huge fan of the franchise in general, so obviously I'm going to get the actual. I still enjoy it, still a decent movie, but just not brilliant like the kind of like the first one, or even very good like the second one. But you know, it's working. It's a workable film. And this, yeah, so this is a 4K steelbook, even though I don't have a 4K player. And of course, we have a couple of Marvel titles. So Zavvi were doing the kind of the X-Men range on these kind of 3D lenticular magnets. And to be honest with you, I've held off from buying a lot of them because I know that these ones won't sell out and they'll just get out in price. But this one I actually found on eBay for £15. And it was new and sealed, the 4K version, so I thought, well, I may as well get it there. The rest of them I haven't, some of them I still haven't got yet, but again, I'll wait till they drop in price. You know, I don't really want to spend £25 on each of these, to be brutally honest. But yeah, so that is Days of Future Past, with a nice old cover there. This looks familiar. It's Days of Future Past again. And this one is this was an original release, the first release. And this is the German version that was exclusive to the retailer Saturn. And it's kind of the same steelbook, but it does have the lenticular image of the kind of the Sentinel robot. So yeah, that is you know, this was just cost me £5. So you know, even though it's not all that different, I thought for £5, you know, I haven't got this specific release, even though it's very similar to the kind of the HMV one. So I thought I would pick it up. And that is it for my pickups for September. What did you think? Any releases there tickle thy fancy? Please let us know. I'm hoping in October I have a couple of nice special releases that I'm looking forward to showing you. So stay tuned and we'll check it out. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.